Good afternoon and a happy, healthy, prosperous year of the snake to all of you. The following video has been translated into Chinese, so please hit the closed caption or the CC button for Chinese and to follow along. Today I'd like to introduce the newest member addition to our family. This basically occurred on October 30th when my wife and I visited the facilities of Paws Guardian Rescue Shelter. PGRS. PGRS is an animal charity that fights animal cruelty through education and action. For example, the latest member of our family is Princess. This cat went off a 16-story building. Whether it did this by itself or was tossed remains unknown. Suffice to say, PGRS rescued it, and during our visit, Princess and I reached an understanding she'd be joining the family. While I have a great deal of experience with cats, this particular breed of cat was unknown to me, and she had quite a few surprises for us. On top of this, I think she might have sustained some permanent damage from her fall, as she's a bit uncoordinated and seems to be physically off balance at times, which is very unusual for a cat, who very good with their balance. Anyway, after 2 days of constant attention, I believe she's happy, and she has found a place where she feels very safe. So this is the first time Princess has done this. Yeah. After about 5 days of having Princess with us, we finally figured out she's an Abyssinian cat, and these cats have very unique characteristics. They're one of the oldest cat breeds in the world, believed to have existed 4,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. And then there's another research line that says they're actually from the coast of southern India. Still one of the oldest cat breeds in the world. Abyssinians like to be the only cat in a home. In our case, not only does Princess dislike the other cats, but she also dislikes our dogs. She's quite intelligent, enjoys climbing on whatever she can, including people. She's also unduly fierce. She charges and attacks the other larger cats in the house. I've never seen a cat that immediately attacks the animals around her so consistently. This might have something to do with her small size and the tactic of putting the rest on notice that she's to be taken seriously. However, we see our two mother cats, Ninja and Lady, does not tolerate any nonsense from her, so she's now learned to stay away from these two particular cats. Thankfully, Princess likes being alone and playing in her own adventures. After about 2 months, now she gets along with some of our Chinese cats, the king cat, Tigger, and the smartest cat, Cheetah, and one of our more ferocious cats, Talus. So she's setting in well, and this brings us to the loose end of why my wife and I were at PGRS in the first instant. The reason can be traced back to the scandal that occurred at the Po Lin Monastery in August 2024. They had two dogs, Dai Mui and Sai Mui, which means big sister and little sister. And according to the Instagram post, which I'll put up on the screen, and according to it, and I quote, "Two kitchen workers at the Buddhist monastery allegedly wrapped plastic bags around the heads of the two dogs. This was in order to restrain them. They then transported the dogs and abandoned said dogs on a hillside. My own sources tell me that one dog was fully wrapped in plastic and the other one had a rope wrapped around its neck to effect the transport. I'm not sure which one is more accurate, but regardless. Two cooks named Sui, 46 years old, and 65, were arrested and later released on bail. Two cooks from the monastery. The story is that these two cooks were acting on the instructions of a female supervisor. Allegedly, she was bitten and she gave the order to get rid of the dogs any way you see fit. This, of course, is a criminal offense under Section 3(1) A, B, and C of Cap 169, Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Ordinance. As we can see from the article of the Standard, which I'm putting up on the screen, and I quote, Po Lin Monastery said on August 20th, it suspended the duties of the employees involved and barred them from the temple. Furthermore, Po Lin Monastery, in its bid to assure the public, stated, we are collaborating with the police and will explain the incident to the public after the investigation is completed, a temple spokesman said. Of course, Po Lin had to cooperate due to the significant public scrutiny and a $100,000 reward offered by the head of PGRS. And this is where we come into the picture, because this was matched by my wife Mary with $100,000. In approximately 39 days, both dogs were recovered and are apparently back at the temple. Anyway, there were multiple claimants for the reward money, and some could easily be false claimants. So I would like to point out that if 50 people step forward and say, hey, I saw the dog and I helped you rescue it because I told you where the dog was. So if 50 guys come forward like this, the reward is split between them. That means if it's 50 people, you get $2,000 each. It is not a matter of converting $100,000 reward into $5 million, which apparently was not part of the thought process of some of these claimants. With regard to the Hotung reward, we went to see the operation at PGRS and was impressed with the good work being done there. Actually quite impressed. So we donated $100,000 and we asked the head, very nice gentleman, to determine who should actually get the reward that was put up by my wife, the $100K that was put up by my wife. Anyway, so it was during this process we met Princess. So all is well that ends well, except for the loose end of the fact that the Po Lin Monastery spokesman told the public, and again, I quote, we are collaborating with the police and will explain the incident to the public after the investigation is complete. Well, the investigation is over. Was and Sui charged under Cap 169, Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Ordinance? More importantly, and Sui were acting under the orders of a female supervisor. So who is this female supervisor who issued these cruel instructions to get rid of the dogs? This alleged female supervisor is in direct violation of Section 31C of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Ordinance. The penalty for this misconduct, for all three of them, is a $200,000 fine and or a 3-year imprisonment. As no one has been sentenced to 3 years imprisonment, I don't even think anyone's been charged, no one's been sentenced to 3 years. So my question is, has a fine of $200,000 been paid by each of the persons involved in this abuse to the dogs? Why hasn't Po Lin Temple fulfilled its promise to give a complete explanation to the scandal? After all, that is what they said they would do. Now, Po Lin is a billion-plus dollar organization. Its annual income as of 2016 was approximately $140 million. It's got plenty of money. The public donates to Po Lin practically every day. So at the minimum, some transparency is in order. To conclude, personally, I'm looking forward to Po Lin Monastery keeping its promise to the public and explaining, as they said they would, exactly what happened to the two cooks, the female supervisor, who caused the abuse to these dogs. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share, thumbs up, and comment. Thank you. Okay, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. All right. Good girl. I'm actually writing a table of contents right now. It's about dualism in government. And I don't think I'm going to get much done if she stays like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's 10 minutes and 20 seconds.